have you kind of introduce. So we usually talk about, hey, some of the players revolving around these weather events, but we actually have a special event for you today. So Colin, what is that?
Yeah. So, well, it was kind of geared towards the early week forecast, which there was a lot of it was a perfect storm, no pun intended, of this week. So the surprise on Saturday, stay tuned, but there's a special fantasy football weather guys surprise. But we're also doing a new segment that we're going to do every year, and it's the Fantasy Football Weather Guys Cup. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, FFWeatherGuys Cup.
FFWeatherGuys Cup. So we're doing a mini kind of draft league for this week, and it has to do with the Saturday games. And so that would be the first game, Texans-Tampa, so that's a weather impact game. The next game is the Bills-Patriots, which didn't have any caution. And then the third was 49ers-Rams, which there was a partial caution that we've kind of backed away from, as we talked about.
You know what's funny? That you just mentioned those games, right? If you were going to say in the beginning of the year, on week 16, which game would be impacted by weather, potentially.
It's going to be the at Pats.
It's New England, right? And actually, no, it's Florida and potentially California. I mean,
and honestly, if you were going to say in week 1, who's excited about the Bills-Pats games because the Bills could possibly win?
Yeah.
I mean, that's exciting. So we digress, but let's get back to the new segment. So we're going to do a live draft. We're picking 5 positions, 1 position player as the normal redraft concept league or keeper league. Not daily league. So we're doing a quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end, and defense of the 6 teams that are playing. We did already do a random draft order. It's going to be Mike, Sean, myself, snaking back for the 5 rounds. And we'll get to it. And as we pick our players, and if we're going to discuss why and possibly weather impacts if that factored into our decisions.
All right.
Yeah. So get excited. This is something brand new for us. We've never even really done this before.
I don't think anyone's done this format before.
Yeah, I know. And but again, the reason that we want to do this was wow, we have 2 potential weather impact games this week on Saturday. Let's just do it and see how it ends up.
Should we explain why we also did it? Should we let the secret out?
Yeah.
We are all going to be in Boston together on Saturday. Sean lives in the windy city of Chicago. I live in the great state of New York's capital, Albany, and Mike lives in Boston. But for the holidays, it all worked out that we'll be together in Boston. So we're going to do a little film, and we're going to watch football together on Saturday. So make it a
first time in a while.
Yeah, which hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah.
So we figured, why not make it eventful?
It's going to be eventful regardless of this, but this will make it a little more fun. And we now are having a friendly competition, involves the weather, kind of just full circle, our friendship, our new platform, and our love for fantasy football and weather.
And we're also going to provide some rationale of why we're picking the players we are, possibly based on weather as well, to kind of give you some information.
Or my 3-sheet model and pivot tables that Sean is very excited about.
Oh, yeah, I'm super excited about your pivot tables, Colin.
I get very excited about pivot tables.
That's what happens when you're a nerd.
Or an analyst. But anyways, so Sean or Mike, you got the first pick. We'll do a timer of a minute around, but let's try to.
We'll do around a minute loosely, but yeah, again, there's not a whole lot of players to choose from here. It's only 6 teams.
Right.
And Mike's going to share his screen, I think, is what we're going to be doing here, so you can see who we're drafting and who's available.
Oh, I am. Okay, hold on a second here, guys, because I did not have the screen ready to go.
There's actually 86 players you can choose from, so there's quite a bit.
All right. So I'm going to share.
But not that we would really choose. Sorry, Sean. Already doing. Oh, here we go.
Wow.
There's the players.
Okay. So am I on the clock? Is this where we starting this off?
Wait. So I think we saw the players. I think we should show our faces. I don't know if people want to just look at a screen for 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, these are the players here. Let's start it off. Let's start the clock up, guys. I'm gonna start off this draft here, and you know what? I'm taking an unconventional approach here because I am so nervous that I am not going to get this positional player. And there seems to be a lot. There's a lot of wide receivers I like. So the running back's a little sketchy. Tight ends, I like. There's some tight ends. So I'm going with the quarterback for the first pick.
Nice.
And I'm picking Watson. I'm going Watson And I just have to get a piece of that big cake that's going to be out there. You know, there's going to be a ton of passing against a weak Tampa Bay secondary. Everyone goes against the pass attack against them, and I want a part of that game. I think the over-under here is 49.5, which is the highest.
I'm taking the over.
It's the highest here. I mean, it's going to be a shootout. I'm not worried about the wind, guys. With the east wind coming across Tampa Bay, I think it's not going to be as devastating as if it was a westerly wind right off the ocean. So, or the Gulf of Mexico, excuse me. So I'm going with my boy Watson Blue. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Mike, I'm going to actually follow your approach here.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what Colin doesn't know is I heard him and Mike's little conversation.
Mike, you backstabber!
Yeah, and I was eavesdropping a little bit here. But I'm in agreement with them that the quarterback here is not plentiful. You really only have 2 quarterbacks you want. I don't want any piece of the Rams and the San Francisco game. I think that's going to be a grudge match, and I don't expect that to be an overly high-scoring game. I do expect this Houston-Tampa game to be pretty high-scoring. I don't trust Brady. He only scored around 9 points against the Bills last time.
So just say it, Sean. Rip the Band-Aid off.
I'm going with famous Jameis. Winston, like Mike, I am not concerned about the wind, and even if there was a wind risk, Jameis seems to perform just fine in the wind. Maybe his yards per game are down just a little bit. Maybe his touchdowns per game down just slightly. But I think this is going to be a shootout between 2 great quarterbacks. So we got Winston and Watson off the board.
Well, man, that leaves me in my snake pick.
I haven't seen you that emotional, Colin, in a long time.
Oh, well, I enjoy fantasy, and I enjoy fantasy drafts more than probably the fantasy football weather guys realize. So my snake pick, and these are not in a particular order, but I was factoring. I did a fake mock draft as a third pick.
Wow.
That they don't know I did. But
who'd you draft against?
I just figured if I was the third pick and the 2 quarterbacks were off that I would say are the high points, what does that leave me to do?
I see.
So I'm going to go positional players here, and I'm going to try to attack value for the competition, So I'm taking Hopkins. It is going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to stay away from the Tampa receivers. There's a lot of issues going there. I feel that, there's not a true number one.
Hopkins is that true number one, yeah.
I'm gonna take Hopkins, and oh god, I'm like swallowing hard because I don't know if this next pick could determine the victory or not. I think with the games and where we're going, I got to do it, and I'm gonna go with Gurley.
Okay.
I got to take Gurley. I feel like with the running backs that are out there, when you got Singletary, White, Patriots running backs, everyone knows the true what do they call that split team?
The what?
By committee.
The handcuff?
By committee. So they
running back by committee. Yeah, handcuffs. Okay.
Yeah, they run by committee. Singletary didn't play against Patriots their first game. So I don't know how he's going to do, but I think that game's actually going to be more of a low-scoring, close game. So, I forgot how to say his name. Mozart? What? Mozart has been doing really well the last 4 weeks. He's probably, but I got to go with the number one guy in my mind on the board and with the running back. So I'm going with Hopkins, Gurley. Sorry guys, I talked a lot, but
no,
that's okay. Yeah, this is where things get a little bit tougher. I have my eye on 2 guys here, and so I think this is going to go to the Rams and the San Francisco game. I think this is going to be a run-heavy game. I don't trust the passing game as much with Garoppolo and Goff in this game, and Mozart's has been a beast of late. I am going to go with Mozart as my second pick.
That was a good pick, Sean. I was looking at him this week.
Yeah, when I was looking at the I struggle with the running backs here too. So it was it was tough for me with regards to that. And I, the position I'm in right now, you both have a running back, so there's no point in me to pick one up. So,
Do it.
yeah, so I'm going to be going with I have 2 picks here, right? So I'm obviously going to take my wide out and a tight end. So let's make it easy right off the bat. I'll just take off Kittle off the board there for my
Why
tight
not,
end.
right?
George Kittle was being spoon-fed, though there are a lot of tight ends that I like this week, especially as you get down to Tampa Bay. But so I'm gonna switch that and go with Kittle as my tight end. And for the wide receiver now, this is where it gets a little more trickier because I have been struggling all week with Will Fuller. And if I should get a piece of that Will Fuller pie with that, juicy matchup in Tampa Bay, and I'm just a little nervous about the injury. And he's projected to play. He has, played last week. He's practiced on a limited basis this week. And that he's in a big spot. He has the potential to be the league winner here. So do I take the gamble on him or do I take a safer route and go with a guy with volume, which I think is Perryman, Rashad Perryman for the Tampa Bay, now that Godwin and Mike Evans are both hurt? This is the decision I have to make here. So I am going to go with Perriman, guys. I think he's going to be a workhorse. I think he's going to get at least 10 targets here. He's a safe floor with that regards to the targets. I also like Fuller, but there's something holding me back, and I think it has to do with his hamstring.
So, Sean, before you pick, I will make a personal bet with you that I will bet you a beer I know your next pick. Position-wise. I won't say it, but position-wise.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not betting you. We'll take care of that anyway. But yeah, there's 2 wide receivers off the board. I already have a quarterback and a running back. I got to focus on tight end and defense here. So let's see what the tight ends. There are a few tight ends that I do like. Higbee for the Rams. And also O.J. Howard for the Tampa Bay. O.J. Howard started off the year incredibly rough. He was one of the bigger busts this year.
Yeah,
I think with Perryman being the only really other option there, I think Howard's going to get some work. And I think especially if for instance, wind does become a factor, I think he's going to be a good safe guy to go to in the flat just to get the ball down if they're having trouble getting it downfield. So I think I'm going to go with Howard.
Nice pick, huh? Howard.
I like the Tampa Bay tight ends this week, Sean. The hard part is which one, and they both might get fed.
So with that goes to me. Sorry, I'm updating live tables so we can. So, oh man. So that leaves tight end, but both people have tight end. I guess it really doesn't matter because the positions I need to compete with. So the defense is going to be the tough one, right? Patriots defense, we've talked about so many times how they're one of the best stat fantasy players, period.
Yeah.
I just think this week is not their week. Oh man, it's like it's
a tough one.
What?
It's a tough one, yeah.
I mean, so for my tight end, for my one of my my one picks, it's going to be Higbee. I like the Bray, but I can't do. I don't know. I just feel with Higbee out there with what he's done in the last 4 weeks.
Bold choice.
I think.
Any concern with the news that Gerald Everett's back?
Yeah, now there is actually.
Yeah, I mean, all right. But they've been feeding him. He's had 3 or 4 consecutive games of 100 yards and 10 receptions. So I get it. It's been getting work.
Does that count as an official pick?
I think so.
It does. That's fine. I took Higbee. Oh man, this sucks. Getting the last pick this draft was the worst mock draft I did. I hate to say it. I hate to do it, but I'm a stats guy, and I'm doing Patriots.
Oh, the Patriots defense.
Yeah. Sorry. Not sorry, but yeah.
All right. I'm going to follow that up. I'm going defense here because my wide receiver will be my last one, given that you guys already have a wide receiver. And the last time the San Francisco 49ers faced the Rams, they only allowed 7 points, got around 12 fantasy points. And they got a fumble recovery. I think that defense, although they didn't look good against the Saints, I'm definitely not picking Houston or Tampa here. So, and I don't trust the Bills versus the Patriots, even though I think they'll play them tough. So I'm going to be going San Francisco.
That was my second choice, Sean. That's a great pick. Sorry. I love that.
All right. So since we are getting low on time here, let's speed this up a little bit. I'm going to pick. I have two. This is the end of my pick, right? This is my last pick here. So for 2 picks, I'm taking the Bills defense. I like I'm not buying into the Patriots offense. Tom Brady just doesn't look right to me. So I think the Bills are going to be. They're going to prove a really tough feat for them. So I'm going with them, and I'm going to pair that up and finish off the draft here with running back Devin Singletary.
Wow, interesting pick.
All right. So I now need to pick my wide receiver. Who this is gonna be a tough one. Because I could either go really Edelman versus a tough Bills D, or I could go Will Fuller. And
It's surprising no one wants Cup.
It's been tough to predict the wide receiver.
Really tough to predict the Woods Cup, and against the San Francisco defense. I don't know where I want to go there. Well, Edelman's the only show in town, or I could go Fuller
or what? Brown. I don't know. Brown for the Bills, man. He's got good stats.
Nah, not against the Patriots.
Edelman's got like that injury he's been playing through. It's tough.
I know. What are you going with?
Yeah, a lot of guys are injury prone right now.
End of the year.
I got to check if Fuller is still healthy enough to play.
He's going to play.
But didn't Mike take Fuller? No, he took Perryman.
He took Perryman.
Oh, yeah, Fuller's going to play. I checked today. Yeah. He practiced. He's good. Or no, we talked about it earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's a risky one as well. Man, this is a tough one.
TikTok.
Yeah, my time is coming down here. I gotta go to the shootout and go with Will Fuller.
Nice.
Could be a league winner. All right, let's finish this draft off here.
So my quarterback, and it's clearly now based on stats only, and it really has to do with performance of the last 3 weeks and projections. So it's Garoppolo. I'm going with Garoppolo. I just am staying away from Brady on this one. Goff is very close, but I'm really a numbers guy, and to me the numbers point to Garoppolo.
Okay. Mike, do you want to show did somebody fill in yet?
Nope, we're going to do that afterwards.
I have it all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
Colin,
don't know how to do this.
We'll have to do another. We can take a screenshot of this. And
we'll post it on our website and we'll tweet it.
Okay, do that.
But so here's the fantasy projections based on Yahoo half-point PPR league for this week. We have in third place, separated by 0.1 points, Sean at 68.685, Mike 68.95, Colin at 79.62. That's based on Yahoo projections half-point PPR league.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, as you can see, based on our the first 2 quarterbacks or the first 2 players off the board were 2 quarterbacks playing in a potentially windy matchup. It just kind of shows that we're not really worried about that game. We still think there's going to be a lot of air yards there, especially you're not playing really Carlos Hyde against a really stout Tampa front. Where they're number 1 in the league in rushing defense. So we're not really scared about that game. So if you have anybody that you're considering for that game, we would say go for it if that's your best option. Don't let weather be a factor.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback and talk about the Miami game quick because we're going to end up here pretty soon. With regards to the Miami Dolphins game and the convection, right? If there's thunder and lightning in the vicinity of the stadium, they're going to suspend the game, right? So if there is heavy rain, it's probably going to push through, and if there's lightning, they'll stop the game, and then that moves out of the area, and the game comes back on. Now, if there isn't any lightning or thunder and the heavy rain hits the stadium, it's a grass field. So there could potentially be mud. So just keep up to date with our fantasy football weather guys at FFWeatherGuys on Twitter, and we'll get you.
And honestly, this week, the last thing I want to leave with before we sign off is we're actually going to do a little video on Saturday with all of us together. So we'll give up an update on where we are in these games and the potential impacts. So we look forward to seeing, well, for you guys to see us on
I look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, we do look forward to it. We would like the pictures if you want to tweet us. We're
doing stadiums at games. Yep.
Yeah. So
especially
if you're at that Miami game and there does happen to be weather, make sure you're taking pictures. We love to post that. Get them to us if you're going.
Thanks, guys. And leave comments or leave tweets if you like this draft or if you have issues with our picks. We'll love to hear it or debate it. Thanks again and happy holidays.
Go become a champion, baby. Yeah.
All right. Happy holidays, guys.